Hey everyone, the main reason for this video is to thank the awesome people in my community and my audience for the ridiculously supportive comments that people have said over the past couple of days. I feel very lucky to have such a wonderful audience, and just thank you very much. If you're out of the loop and curious as to what exactly I'm talking about, a few days ago, I think on the 16th, there was a Reddit post where somebody had said that if they had purchased a V1 Switch after July 17th, they called Nintendo and Nintendo said, ship it to us at your cost and we will replace it. I decided to make a phone call and find out if that's true, not because I wanted to turn in my Switch, because my Switch is a day one Switch. So I wouldn't qualify for that program anyway. But I just wanted to be able to find out so that I could tell my listeners on Nintendo Switchcraft about that deal and verify it for them. So I called, I recorded the call, and then I edited out like the stuff where I give personal information, like the very beginning of the call and stuff like that. And I edited out the parts where I was sitting on hold for a while. And I posted that to an episode of my podcast and also here on YouTube. After that, The Verge contacted Nintendo, and my guess is The Verge contacted like Nintendo, not Nintendo customer service. They actually, they're a bigger publication. They contacted Nintendo, and Nintendo said, no, that's not true. We don't have a program where you can trade in your V1 Switch for a V2 Switch. However, if you're unhappy with your Switch for any way, call customer service. I feel like that was their way of saying, we don't have a program, but you could always call customer service and see what they're doing. And that gives them the ability to do this on a case-by-case basis rather than having everybody run at them at the same time who had purchased from the 17th until the 16th. So like a month of sales, which would be a pretty large expense for Nintendo. So after The Verge posted that, Gizmodo, then I guess they just assumed that everybody who had said anything that The Verge hadn't said was a liar, and that included me. They specifically linked to my YouTube video with my call, and they said that I faked the call, which they had no evidence of because I didn't fake the call. I was an actual call. And the only evidence that I have is the email from Nintendo on August 16th that says, hey, how was your customer service experience? So you're just going to have to decide who to believe. I hope that it will be me. Now that you're all caught up, I kind of talked about this on a previous episode, but I want to do the standalone video just so I can explain something. Gizmodo has since issued a retraction, although I felt like their retraction, really all they did was change a couple of words, but I'm going to move on from that. I've got some notes down here that I'm looking down at just because I wanted to make sure I hit all these points. The author of the article has also reached out to me on Twitter, and they did apologize. Although their apology felt kind of hollow as they worded it. Said the way that their apology came across was, oh, I was really tired and after a long day at work, and I had poor word choice. Calling somebody a liar, which is what they did, is not poor word choice. So while I accept their apology, because I think that's probably all I would ever get anyway, if my guess is that this person's editor probably has instructed them not to contact me again. That would just be a guess. If I ran a corporation, I would say apologize and never talk to them again, because that only opens the door for lawsuits or something like that. In fact, there are people who have told me, Bill, you should sue. I am not litigious, and I don't want the headache that comes along with that. So I'm not going to do that. And regardless, at the end of the day, this probably helped me more than it harmed me. More people probably saw my YouTube channel and podcast that hadn't seen it before. So I'm just going to let things go. Do I think that Gizmodo could have done a better job? Absolutely. If they thought that I had faked the call, they could have called me or messaged me or emailed me in some way and asked some information about it. Do I think their apology was lame and hollow? Absolutely. It was a lame apology. It was hollow. And I've seen people who have tweeted, that have said a public accusation deserves a public apology. And while I agree with that, at the end of the day, I'm just going to move on. This isn't worth my time. The main reason for this video is to update everybody so that people know that A, Gizmodo issued a retraction, B, the author apologized, kind of, and C, I wanted to thank everybody for just the outpouring of support over the last couple of days. Some of the things that people have said either on Reddit or on my YouTube channel or on Twitter have just been incredibly wonderful things to hear, and it makes me want to make more content. A wise man once said that you get the audience that you deserve, and I consider myself to be very, very lucky to have you guys as my audience. So thank you. Bye bye.